Welcome back to the course, Protecting Legal Rights of Artists and Designers. I am Jonathan Politi, and we are covering business structures and the advantages and disadvantages of the options that you have available. People often hear terms like corporation, partnership, limited liability company without really knowing what they are or what they do. I often get clients that are wanting to start a business and will say, yes, that's what I need, before knowing what the consequences are. For you students, you've already been working with some of the materials that are part of the course and should have a good basic working knowledge. For this video, we're going to be covering resources that you can use to help you set up a business. Beyond the classroom, there are free quality resources that you can use, as well as some paid resources. I'm a big fan of these resources, and you may be surprised to discover what is out there and who can help you. The materials that I am showing to you are current as of April 2021. If you're watching this video in the future, some of the links may have changed or the content may have been updated. We live in interesting and fast-paced times. Now, there is an assignment that goes with this video where you'll download one of the free resources and then complete part of a business plan using your PaperDude avatar. The idea is to give you some exposure to the process and the materials and to get you thinking about what is involved with some of the details of a business. We'll start with that first. There are materials online at the Ohio Business Gateway's First Stop Business Connection. The web address is on screen and is also posted on Moodle for you. You'll click on that link to access some of the free resources, and it will look something like this. I've tried to reproduce the web page here on this slide. To your left, you'll see a link to the Startup Guide, which is a small workbook that discusses important aspects to consider in starting a business. You'll download the booklet and use it for the assignment. It's going to look something like this, and it will be around 20-some pages. We'll come back to the details of this in a little bit. I suggest hitting the pause on the video so that you can download it and print it, and you'll be able to work with it when we are talking about it in the video. In the center of the page, there's a link to download a hiring guide. Click and download the workbook. It will look something like this. Once you've downloaded the two workbooks, scroll down the web page in your browser until you get to the section on checklists. The checklist feature lets you get specific information that is relevant to particular types of businesses. There's a drop-down menu that will reveal a long list of business types that you can look through to potentially match the type of business that you have. This is the next part of your assignment. Scroll down through the list and select the business category that is closest to the business of your PaperDude avatar. The list is alphabetical. There are many options to look at, so don't just pick the first one that looks like it's a good fit. You may find several categories that might work. Then, click on the Submit button once you find a match. Not to worry if you haven't found an exact match. If you can't find your PaperDude's business category, select something that's close. The checklist might look like this, with links to specific laws and agencies that can be helpful. Or perhaps a psychic consulting business. The links to requirements and agencies in case you didn't already know that. Or architectural services. Or interior decorating, similar to interior design. All of these have helpful checklists for state requirements and agencies that you can contact. They will differ from business to business, and they may look a little different, but there's good information for you to use. You will download the checklist that you select for your PaperDude avatar and submit that with the assignment. Going back to the web page, click on the drop-down menu to get the drop-down list of businesses, and you will do the second part of the assignment. From this list, you will pick 10 business categories that could apply to CCAD majors. You'll be surprised what is in the drop-down menu. Take a good look. You'll submit that list that you create with the assignment. That brings us back to the startup guide part of the assignment. You will have to complete parts of the business plan questionnaire located in the back of the startup guide. Again, there's a lot of useful and helpful information that you could use in the guide. For the paper due assignment, you'll have to go to the back of the guide, and I'll walk you through it. Take a look at the table of contents. Page 5 has a great little chart on business structures that you really should take a look at. The information on naming and registering in Ohio is pretty good too. You should probably look to the piece on licenses and permits on page 11. But the nice golden egg that is hidden here is in the back. There's a business plan questionnaire on page 12. It runs for a few pages. You're going to complete the questions based on your PaperDude avatar. Do your best to answer the questions. Some of them are straightforward, like contact information and type of business. For questions like business goals, do these as best as you can. Suggestions might be paying salaries, or building brand awareness, or growing the business by reinvesting. Part of the planning questionnaire dives into marketing. I will encourage you to take a look at these questions, but you are not being graded on your response or non-response. You are not responsible to complete these. Same with these questions as they continue. You are not responsible for completing this part, but I will encourage you to take a look at them. When you get to the section on management, you are responsible for responding to these questions. You are not responsible for the sections on equipment, taxes, insurance, regulations, or any of the finances. That's all beyond the scope of this class. But again, I will encourage you to take a look at the questions. All the way through page 18. That's essentially the assignment. Download the startup guide and answer the questions as outlined just now. Download the supplemental information on licenses and make a list of 10 business categories that potentially can apply to majors of students at CCAD. Back on the Ohio SBDC website for the First Stop Business Connection, there are additional links to helpful government partners and resources, including the Ohio Business Gateway, the Common Sense Initiative, Development Services, and the Secretary of State and Treasurer, as well as the SBDC's main site and the SBA. There are materials, free materials, available from all 50 states to assist and encourage businesses to grow, not just Ohio. State governments want to encourage businesses because it brings money to their economies. There are more free resources out there. You've already seen a little of what the SBDC has to offer with the workbooks and links. Again, SBDC stands for Small Business Development Centers, which help with starting and growing businesses, offering workshops and training programs in person and online. They also offer one-on-one business counseling, as well as market research, business planning, financial projections, and export assistance. You can find them at clients.sbdc.org. www.ohiosbdc.ohio.gov for Ohio Small Business Development Center. Remember, SBDCs are found in all 50 states. Another good source of resources is the Small Business Administration, or SBA. They are a government agency charged with helping small businesses. They offer a whole host of services. You can find them at www.sba.gov, from planning to launching to managing to growing. You can see what they have to offer. They have free business counseling, business loans, disaster loans, like with the pandemic, and give help and direction obtaining work from the government. All of these services are provided at no cost. If you're interested in getting helpful information sent to you, like online seminars and updates on funding and training, you can sign up for their newsletter. This is not an assignment, and you have no obligation to sign up. They will not blow up your mailbox. If you do sign up, you can unsubscribe at any time. I get no benefit from this directly or indirectly. It's at www.sba.gov/updates. You would fill in the boxes, and you would get information that can help, tailored to your local SBA. SCORE is another good free resource available to you. SCORE is the Service Corps of retired executives. You get advice from experienced volunteers who are retired and have become mentors. You can find them at www.score.org. They have a guide that is helpful in creating a business plan. I'm not going to assign that as homework, but it's worth downloading and reviewing. There are videos that accompany those materials that are informative and tie in. Again, not an assignment, but worth looking at. Really, they have a whole library of free business-related materials. Courses on demand, graphics, charts, and visuals, articles and blogs, all there for you to take advantage of. And in addition to videos, you can sign up to get advice from experienced mentors. They can give you expertise learned from experience, act as a sounding board for new ideas, help you refine your ideas, and you can do it from the convenience of your own home now, for free. Not a bad deal. Another good resource are the Women's Business Centers. There's one located here in Columbus, Ohio, and they are part of a national network. Their mission is to help women succeed with training, mentoring, business development, and finance opportunities. They have in-person and online trainings and assistance. And the big secret is, everyone is welcome. They focus on women, but they are willing to help you even if you're not. I've been to the one here, and it's in an old building, but don't be fooled. They have great resources. There are also Veterans Business Outreach Centers. They are regional, but you can reach them via email or telephone. The one for this region is in Michigan. They have a host of services available to help veterans or their families. One of the most visible resources that you have available is the library. I am a huge fan of the libraries. It's more than just a place to get books, although that is amazing. It's a place filled with resources and space. Many, many, many locations, and it's super convenient in person and online. In Columbus, we are fortunate to have many different libraries. Columbus Metropolitan has many locations at Ohio State, Columbus State, Franklin University, Capital University. There's Bexley and Worthington and Westerville, and smaller specialized boutique libraries. The Billy Ireland, the law schools of OSU and Capital, the Franklin County Law Library. Yes, they have books which you can use for free, again, amazing, on business law and other subjects. Check them out. Take them home. They have ebooks that you can check out and read and use on your own electronic devices. They have free streaming services, and they teach classes. They have online databases to research your business, computers that you can use to do your work, and wonderful people, librarians and support staff that are there to help you. All of this for the cost of you getting a library card. Oh, and that's free too. As an example, you can get your library card for the Columbus Library System, and you can do it all online. As a student, you qualify as an Ohio resident. Here are some of the other libraries in the Columbus area. They're all a great resource. Each has their own strengths, like classes and programs, specialized business databases and collections. Westerville even has a maker lab with 3D printers and courses on how to use them. As of the time of this video, the libraries have reopened for limited access and services with proper COVID protocols in place. You have the ability to visit and make use in person. You have to be masked. Some will take your temperature. You have to check with the library that you're planning on using if you plan to go in person. But even online, the libraries have links to services and databases. An example is the Columbus Metropolitan Library and their research resources online. From their website, you can click on the link for research and get access to valuable information from the convenience of your computer or web-based device. Here's an example of free legal forms that are available through their library. Again, the libraries are a great free resource available to you, and I encourage you to use them. Now, along the line of paid resources, there are two that I'm going to discuss, and I'm talking about these two because I get asked a lot of questions about them. Paid resources aren't bad, but understand what you're getting from them before you jump down that rabbit hole. There are many, many quote-unquote services that are out there that may seem like they're free, and they'll entice you until you have to pay for the full version of a form that you want to download. Before you submit your personal information or provide a credit card number, don't just click OK on a form. There are two trustworthy pay sites that I can recommend to a certain degree: Nolo and LegalZoom. I will talk about them, but do not consider this a full-fledged endorsement of them. I do not receive any benefit from them directly or indirectly. We'll start with Nolo. Nolo has been around for many years. It's affordable DIY, or do-it-yourself, with some help. They started off with books that were aimed at people who wanted to understand the law so they could help themselves. The books would translate legalese into understandable terms. Nolo still does this today. They publish books on all different legal topics, from representing yourself in court to resolving a dispute with your neighbor, to landlord-tenant rental law, to filing bankruptcy, to handling speeding tickets, and more. But they are online as well. Their website is nolo.com, and it's a good resource with many free resources inside of it, and the user interface and design of the website is friendly. You can navigate it to find lots of information. You can search topics and they will provide access to books that you can purchase, like How to Set Up a Business. Remember that you can get these at the library for free, and that there are other similar workbooks that you can get for free from the government. Not that NOLO's books are bad or expensive, but there's a cost if you want to own it. They also have NOLO Cloud, which provides services for a fee, like providing forms and instructions on how to file a business with a state government like California or Ohio. It is cafeteria style, so you can add in the services that you want to for additional fees. That's what the starting at means on the page. Their website has a lot of value. The free materials that they offer are worth looking at to get a basic understanding of the law. They have FAQs, or facts, or frequently asked questions that have helpful, useful answers on specific areas of law. They have articles and blogs that discuss areas of law in an insightful way that help make sense of the legal landscape. NOLO is worth looking at, but take your time and understand what you will get and what you won't get if you decide to pay for their services. Then there's LegalZoom. LegalZoom provides limited legal services in a cafeteria-style, do-it-yourself system. Understand what you are getting. They can provide forms for you to fill out online for a fee with some guidance, and they can connect you with a full-fledged attorney to provide legal advice for an additional fee. They focus on 3 areas primarily: business, family, and intellectual property, and those services are limited. The fee that you pay gets you specific limited services to accomplish particular tasks. If you want more, you pay for more, cafeteria style. That's why it says from $79 or from $99 or from $129. That's where you start. Understand what you're getting and what you aren't. There's no free lunch here, even if it's done in a cafeteria style. And you're giving them your contact information, so they will reach out to you and upsell you on other services. The starting price isn't always the final price. Okay, that should give you a good overview of resources. Again, you have an assignment to complete. That should give you an idea of what is out there and how to use it. Keep in mind the other resources that you have at your disposal, both for this class and for use in the future.